You might have seen this PC on some marketplace. There are so many reasons why you as a PC flipper might want to pass up on this offer, because you might be thinking to yourself, this PC doesn't look like it's in good condition, because truth be said, the offer has a very, very terrible, picture. The picture is one thing that you have to ensure is in place, because if the picture is bad, just like you as a PC flipper, you are trying to pass up on this offer, a potential buyer might also pass up on your offer if the picture that you are using is terrible. But aside from the picture, you might be thinking now, this PC doesn't have a DVD drive. Because of that, I don't think I want to take a look at it. I don't think I even want to, go into negotiating what price is going to cost, because it doesn't look complete. And if you even go on further to open this PC, you realize that the hard drive is missing, the RAM sticks are also missing. These are terrible reasons why you may not want to take a look at this PC. But when I'm looking at this PC right here, I see money in disguise. This is the difference between myself and yourself, because my eyes have been trained to see that this PC right here is a HP PC, and because of that, it has a better possibility of selling than even a complete PC that you have out there that has the DVD drive in place, the hard drive in place, the RAM sticks in place. But because this is a HP PC, the market has kind of said, you know what, we love the HP PC. So when I take a look at PCs like this, I want to take a second look, because you might just be leaving money on the table if you are too much in a hurry. Of course, it might not be that you are in a hurry, but just because you do not have the data, the back-end data to know that this is potential money, I would naturally take a second look, take a look at what is failing, take a look at the offer description. I'm talking about if you are looking at this PC, let's say on Facebook Marketplace or on any other comparable, marketplace. I'll take a look at it, see what the item description is about. If the seller is saying that, look, the PC is complete, I've just taken out the hard drive just to ensure that my data are well protected. I've taken out the RAM sticks just to use it on a separate PC. Or the DVD drive, in this case, is defective. Because of that, the buyer wants to sell the PC for cheap. That is exactly what I am looking for. The main board is not defective. Power supply is not defective. The processor is not defective. In other words, the PC still functions. And I kind of understand that the HP PCs, even if they are looking very old, they are like 10, 15 years down the line, you still can put in some new life to those PCs, because these are premium products, good quality, power supplies, good quality main board, good quality, chassis. If there are not terrible signs of use on the chassis, you can be sure that you can actually bring that PC back to life. This particular one right here has been sold for 107 euros. This is exactly my point, that look, you can actually take a terrible PC like this, you put in a little effort. Little effort in this case will mean that, first of all, you have to clean the PC, make sure it's looking in a good condition, because you're not going to ship out something like this to a potential buyer. For somebody that has entrusted you with 197 euros, you're not going to do something like this, which is to ship out a PC that has not been kept. The buyer is going to be dissatisfied, and if you are not careful, that PC might be sent back to you. So one little thing you can actually do is to go ahead, clean the PC up, make sure that you remove the dust. Even if you do not have a conventional dust blower like myself, I have been using my wife's hair blower for years, and sometimes she comes around and says, why are you using my hair blower? This time, this is the end. Please don't you ever touch my hair blower again. But as a matter of fact, this hair blower has just proven to be one effective way for me to take out dust from the inside of the PC. And I keep using it over and over and again. And very soon, I'm going to buy myself a hair blower, so that this whole friction between myself and my wife over hair blower will be finally, gone. That's just on the lighter side, guys. If you have dusted out the PC, one thing you want to do is to go ahead and source for a DVD drive, because you're not going to be able to sell a PC for a decent amount when it doesn't have a DVD drive. And sourcing for this thing is the most easiest thing that you can actually do. See, on the marketplace that you are currently on, perhaps Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, wherever it is, you're going to be able to get DVD drives for cheap. Of course, you sometimes have to search deeper to be sure that this is exactly what you're looking for, which is quiet, good quality product, not so expensive. You can actually buy that stuff. One thing that you have to know, if you are starting out, you might need to be buying this stuff, one after the other. But if you have, stayed long in this game, which is you've put in a lot of, months buying PCs here and there, you can actually just go ahead and pull off a DVD drive from another PC that hasn't sold yet and put it on this PC. And what does it cost you to install, a DVD drive on this PC? Pretty much easy. On this particular PC here, I only need two screws, just little screws like this. I don't have one here, but in the editing of this video, I'm going to be able to show you that, if you slot in the DVD drive on the PC, you want to go ahead and screw it on, because if you do not screw it on, you may have a situation where the DVD drive is kind of, shaking, and you do not want that, because if you do not screw it on once again, there's a possibility that it might even fall off. And when it comes to the buyer is going to be thinking that, what kind of PC is this? I've not even used it. DVD drive is falling off. This is not what you want to do. So you also want to take time to do the right thing. Some screws might entail that you use a flathead screwdriver, but others might entail that you use a star head screwdriver just to make sure that the DVD drive is properly locked in place. Like I said, this PC didn't come with a RAM stick. Because I already have RAM stick lying around, it wasn't a problem for me to get 2 4GB DDR3 RAM to install on this PC, exactly what this PC needs. But let's say you do not have RAM sticks. Of course, you can also go ahead, go online. There are so many sources for RAM sticks. People are selling DDR3 RAMs, DDR4 RAMs right now, not for cheap, because this is just a phase of the market. But let's assume an ideal situation where everything kind of works very well. You can actually get DDR3 RAMs or DDR4 RAMs sent to you, depending on what main board your system has, what kind of RAM you are looking at buying. You get that in, and then you go ahead, source for a decent hard drive. In this case, I have a SanDisk 256GB SATA SSD installed on this PC. It wasn't a problem for me because, like I said, I have spent a lot of years in this game. I kind of have these things, lying around. If I need to sell a PC with 512GB of SSD, I can easily get it. If I have to get a PC, shipped out with 1TB of SSD, I also have it. But let's say you do not have it and you have to at least, set up an offer with a PC like this, 256GB of SSD, you want to also go ahead and source for it. Let me tell you, you can get these things for cheap, because there are different kind of sellers. There are private sellers, there are business sellers, all pushing this item to the market. All you have to do is to go ahead and buy one. And you've done that, you now have a PC that you bought and the extra expenses that you have made to ensure that the PC is in good condition. In this case, you have spent money buying the DVD drive, you've bought the RAM sticks, you've bought the hard drive. You want to put this PC together. It doesn't cost you anything. If you are saying to yourself, I do not know how to install the hard drive, there is a video on this channel, not one, not two, literally a lot of videos that's going to show you exactly how you can do that. All you have to do is to be subscribed to the channel, click on the like button, and you will continue to get videos that will direct you for any kind of PC that you want to flip. You're definitely going to get a video that's going to show you exactly how you can set it up. You want to go ahead and set up the PC, put on the hard drive, put on the RAM sticks, like you saw me installing the DVD drive. Close the PC. On this particular PC, there are just 2 screws I have to screw on to make sure that the PC is back again in shape. Close it, screw on the screws. Once again, you might also have to use a star head screwdriver in this case, or a flathead, depending on the particular model of HP PC that you have. When that is done, you want to go ahead, clean the PC very well, and make good pictures. This time around, your picture is going to be better than the picture that you saw when you were buying the item. It could also be that you got the item from a flea market, there was no picture, but you want to ensure that you make very good pictures. In this case, your iPhone could be something that you can use. You can use your camera if you know how to operate one, but then make sure you have good lighting. Just go ahead, picture the PC, the front perspective, the side perspective, behind it, from the top. As many pictures as you can will help you. And when you've done that, you want to go ahead, list that PC on eBay. I'm telling you, that is pretty much the first thing that you have to do. eBay is going to take up from there, pass this offer around, show it to a lot of people to ensure that potential buyers, see that item. And people keep seeing it. They see that, look, a very functional PC has been placed here on offer. Of course, you have to describe it, tell people that the PC is looking in good condition. If there are signs of use on the PC, you also want to go ahead and state that in the offer description. But then one thing that you want to say is that, look, I have taken pains to take a look at this PC. I have tested it. It's in the best working condition. If you buy it, you can be sure that you are buying a PC that will meet your needs. Technically okay, optically also very good or good, depending on what kind of PC that you are offering. I'm telling you guys, that PC is going to say exactly what I did for this particular one. And this one has sold for 197 euros. Yes, a little bit expensive because I'm going to be shipping it outside of Germany. And sometimes when you are shipping, an item like this is going to be up to 10 kilograms outside of Germany, which is to other EU countries. You should be ready to pay quite a lot of money. Of course, the buyer understands that, And because of that, the buyer had no problem actually, putting money on the ground and say, you know what, boom, I'm going to give you 197 euros. Go ahead and ship me, a decent piece like this. And from my side, I am going to make sure that I put in my best to make sure that this PC is well packed with all the accessories, in this case, a power cable, the invoice of purchase, a VGA cable as the case may be. And I'm going to ensure that I do my best to make sure that if the PC is going to spend 5 or 6 days traveling, it doesn't get broken at the point of delivery. If I have done that, the PC is going to be delivered. eBay is going to send me money to my account. I'm going to count the money and see that, yes, I have made money from the transaction. I'm going to take that money that I've made, go back again to the marketplace, try to look for responsible pieces to buy. And I am ultimately going to put that process on rinse and repeat, which is buy a PC, bring it home, clean it up, set the offer up. When it gets sold, ship it out, go back again, buy a PC, and the cycle goes on and on and on. Of course, if you want to begin to scale things, there are layers to it. And these layers, I'm ultimately going to show you everything on this channel. So if you are not subscribed once again, please go ahead and be subscribed. Click on the like button. Until I see you again in the next one. Peace.